1 month ago, I set off from Hanoi on a scooter with one simple goal, and that was to ride over 3,000 kilometers to Saigon. No team, no luxury setup, just me and the open roads. What followed was one of the maddest things I've ever done. Mountain roads, chaotic traffic, brilliant food, wonderful people, and times where I was really questioning why I was doing this. In this series, I'm taking you with me for my full journey across Vietnam. The highs, the lows, the unexpected moments, the best stops, and what it's really like to ride the country on a scooter. This is my ride from Hanoi to Saigon. So I'm just walking to Styles Motorbikes now. Go and get the scooter. I'm knackered today. I didn't get any sleep on the plane, and last night I only got about sort of 4 hours sleep. Woke up at like 2 AM, I was wide awake. So I got up, did a little bit of exercise next to the lake, set myself up. I've had a couple of strong coffees. I'll definitely get another red coffee down me before I set off. But yeah, I'll get the bike here, and I can leave it in Saigon as part of what they do. They've got offices all over the country. I used them before when I did the Ha Giang Loop and then another sort of northern Vietnam tour, and they were really good, highly recommended. And then it is off to Haiphong, where I'm going to stay for a night before I go to the Cat Bar Island the next day. I wanted to get a full day's experience of the island. I didn't want to be getting there in the early afternoon, evening, rushing around. So yeah, should be good. Should take me about 2.5 hours or a little bit longer, because I'm quite slow. I like to take my time. I think the worst part of it is probably going to be getting out of Hanoi, because these roads are absolutely mental. But once I get out of there, should be alright.
The trip really began when I went to pick up my scooter from Styles Motorbikes. After chatting through the options, I ended up renting a Honda Future, and it's very common in Vietnam and known for being reliable, which seemed like a sensible choice considering what I was about to attempt. This was the moment it really sank in what I'd signed up for. So I'm 6'2", about 93 kilograms, and that's roughly 205 pounds for my American viewers. And as I stood next to this fairly modest sized scooter, it suddenly hit me that I was about to ride it more than 3,000 kilometers from Hanoi all the way down to Saigon. If you've never experienced it before, Hanoi traffic is busy. Scooters everywhere, people moving in all directions, but somehow it all just flows.
Alright, 30 days across Vietnam. Starts right here, getting out of Hanoi. Alright, out of the main sort of drag of Hanoi now. Wasn't too bad. Busy, but nothing too crazy. Certainly had it worse in the past. Woo, start to stretch the legs of this beast now. If I don't get run over on the way. No, we're all good. So yeah, I've got 2 hours, 28 minutes. I put on that I want to avoid tolls, avoid highways. So hopefully it will take me down some back roads. Fancy going on massive motorways on this. And hopefully it should be a little bit more scenic, a bit more enjoyable. This is alright, look. Palm trees, sun shining, colder than I thought it would be though. I'm quite chilly, like the wind is definitely cutting through my clothes, so I might need to get a jacket in a minute. But other than that, all good. Let's do it. Let's get to Haiphong.
From Hanoi, my first destination was Haiphong, and I decided to take the rural route rather than the main highways, mainly to avoid the toll roads and see a little bit more of the Vietnamese countryside. Turned out to be a pretty pleasant ride, lots of small villages, rice fields and local life going along the roadside. That said, it wasn't exactly quiet country lanes. There were still plenty of big trucks using the same road, so you definitely had to stay switched on while riding. After about 3 hours on the road, I arrived in Haiphong and checked into my hotel for the night, which cost a grand total of about $12, and I've got some sleep ready for the next day of the journey.
Xin chào. Here. Chào bạn, chui chui một ly cà phê trống. No,
we don't have air coffee.
Yeah, it's safe to say my Vietnamese skills need some work. I then set off to the Haiphong ferry terminal where there are regular ferries to take you across to Cat Bar Island, and the journey is very pleasant and it takes about 30 minutes.
Alright, here we are, Cat Bar Island. Ferry ride was decent, cost like £2.50 to get across. Nice and cheap. By the looks of things, you can actually get a cable car as well, which I definitely didn't know. But I want my scooter anyway, but do enjoy a cable car, you know. Don't normally turn down a cable car if there's one along there. So I might have a look at doing that just for fun.
Riding across Cat Bar Island turned out to be a really enjoyable part of the journey. The road winds its way along the inland with the coastline never too far away, and you're constantly getting views across the water and the limestone islands scattered around the bay. It's a really relaxed ride as well, not a huge amount of traffic and plenty of stretches where you can take your time and enjoy it.
Oh, sorry. Turn around.
Eventually I arrived at the Eco Forest Hotel where I was staying and checked in for the night.
First room and the second upper floor.
That's nice.
Later on I rode down to Lan Ha Bay in the centre of town to catch the sunset. Now that's a really nice stretch of beach there, and it's a great place just to walk along the shore and take in the views across the bay. Also turned out to be a good spot to get the drone up and capture the coastline as the sun was going down. After that I headed back to the hotel and called it a night.
Xin chào. Chui Tui Motley Cafe Shuda.
Following on from that success, I headed to the local market because my shacket wasn't doing the job for keeping out the cold.
Handsome.
Thank,
Very handsome.
oh, thank you. Yeah. 5. Right. Take that for me. Alright, come on, thank you. Bye.
The next morning I rode across to the Cat Bar National Park. I'd heard there was a hike up there with some spectacular views at the top, so that seemed like a great place to stretch my legs after a day on the scooter and see a bit more of the island.
So this is Cat Bar National Park, and it is a perfect day, I would suggest, for a hike. Not too hot, not too cold. I think I'll probably have to take this fleece off part way through when it starts getting a bit more challenging, but for now, perfect. Jacket is off. It's getting way too warm for that. It's actually getting warmer further up I get, closer to the sun. If you do come here to do this, it is quite challenging, to be fair. A lot of steps, a lot of big steps as well. Oh, look at this though. Camera won't do that justice, but that's a cool view. Right, trying to find the Lugu Nam Peak, which promises spectacular views. I think from the sign I've just seen, I'm here, and there are no views, just views of trees, which is not what I came to Vietnam for, you know. See trees at home. Thank you very much. I can only assume I'm doing something wrong. So I'm going to keep searching until I find these views. It looks like there will be some incredible views through there, but I can't see anything because of all these trees. There must be a better spot than this. As per usual, I was chatting bollocks. So that sign wasn't the sign for the peak because it had an arrow on it and it was saying go this way. What an absolute tit. Oh.
This isn't an easy hike, you know. Not for me anyway. I'm knackered. But good views do not come free or easy. And this is supposed to be a good one. So let's keep going. All right. Home stretch. Nearly there. Right, just past the chap, and he said, "You're nearly there, mate." Which I think is going to be at the top of this hill. And then his good lady said, "It is so beautiful." So let's go and see. And I can hear a drone. So that must mean someone's at the top. Getting some cool shots. Like I will be in a few minutes.
Thank you.
No problem. Is it worth it? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good, but I have problem with my back, so
Oh,
I go today.
yeah.
So very slowly.
I'm knackered.
If you go
That was hard work. A lot harder than I was expecting, but well worth it. So it turns out that that was not the highest bit. The highest bit is even further up, which I didn't realise until I got to that tower and saw it. But I had a good rest up there, so I'm up for it. Turned out to be a pretty challenging hike, to be honest, especially in the heat, but once I reached the top, the views made it completely worthwhile. After that came the long hike back down with a well-earned drink at the bottom. That was really good. Top hike that with a top view at the top. I'm tired, but the day is young and I want to keep exploring because I'm only going to be here for another day after this. I was going to start Googling things to do, but I'm thinking I'm just going to get on the bike, just have a little mooch around, just ride around for a little bit, see what I can find, see if I can make any discoveries on this beautiful island and see what we get. This is the beauty of just going out and having a little explore. You just discover stuff. So I saw a sign for the Dong Ha Cave. I thought, yeah, I'll check that out, why not? And just done a little Google. Turns out it's one of the things that you should do. So I'll tell you what though, could have definitely done without more steps. Thought I was done with steps for the day, but alas. Well, this is cool. I'm the only person in there. Doesn't look very big. At all, actually. In fact, it's tiny. Not fucking in the head. Oh. Fuck's sake. Warm in here, actually. Look at this place. Constantly getting like stuck between hot and cold, like being in the UK. That was alright, not bad. Not the best cave I've been in, but not the worst. If you're passing it, then it's worth stopping in. I think it costs like 70 pence, but I wouldn't bother making a trip specifically to go there, that is for sure. Now this is a prime example of why it is good just to go out and explore and find things for yourself, because Here I am, riding the scooter around Cat Bar. Come around the corner, see this. Look at that. Absolutely magnificent. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps it grow. In the next video, I'll be exploring more of Cat Bar Island before getting back on the scooter and heading down to Ninh Binh. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.